Hello, hello. Welcome, welcome. Hope you can hear me. Please emote in the chat or let me know if you can't hear me. But I see my levels going up and down, so I'm going to take that as a positive sign. I've got two screens that I'm looking at, so if I'm darting, that's what's going on. But anyway, welcome to class. Welcome to the Move with Sarah user test Pilates series. So if you've seen my streams in the past, this looks like a pretty standard setup. So what do I mean exactly by user test? Well, fun fact about me, I'm a current graduate student, and as part of my research, I'm interested in how online fitness can be better for you all that are watching. So I'm trying a couple of different new tools in class today and in the future classes that I will be holding over the next few weeks to experiment, play with different audience interaction, some cool tools like using the QR codes here for some music if you'd like to listen to some music during class. So we're going to try a bunch of different things, and I want to get your feedback on it. At the end of this stream, I will be providing a QR code and a link to a short survey that shouldn't take more than 5 minutes for you to fill out if you are able to after class is over. So that's what we're going to do today. It's still a classical Pilates class. We're still going to move through our favorite exercises and just incorporate a little bit of a twist, which is, in my opinion, super fun. Something that I love about Pilates in general is the creativity and the inspiration that I find like really just ignites in me when I take class or I'm experimenting on the mat with new exercises. Just the whole classical mat system just it's so compositionally sound and interesting, and the ways that you can change it and iterate it to move your body in a different way each time. It truly is magical to me. So we're gonna play with that in some of these interactive elements. So you are going to have the power to change the class experience. And by you, I mean all of you watching on Twitch and all of you watching on YouTube. We have both platforms going simultaneously, so there'll be a little battle between choices or decisions, but that's all part of the fun. So I hope you enjoy, and I hope you can fill out the short survey at the end of class. Right now, if you have any questions about class, feel free to put them up in the chat, and I will answer them within the next few minutes as we settle on in and get started. You won't need any props or anything for this class, just a mat and yourself. That's the magic of classical mat Pilates. Very important, listen to your body and meet your body where it's at. Pushing ourselves and finding our edge is one thing. Pain is something we don't want. We don't want to discover pain, and we don't want to push through pain. So if at any point you are moving through exercises and you experience pain, abort mission and either take a modification that I'll provide or take a pause and meet us in the next exercise. So listen to your body. Your body is changing every minute of every day. It's a dynamic little machine we have. So be mindful, listen to your body, and meet yourself where you're at right now on this mat. That's the most important thing. The second most important thing is to have fun. Movement should be fun, and we don't come to our mat and work out routinely every week if it's not even a little bit fun. So I'm going to encourage you all to have a little fun tonight, whether that's popping on the music that I keep on doing that, whether it's popping on the music that I'm providing for class, putting on your own music, setting up some funky lights, have some fun. That's what it's all about. All right, we're going to give everyone a couple more seconds here, and then we're going to start moving. classical beginner mat here, and then we're gonna add in some elements to spice it up. Alrighty. So we will start with a little warm up. Lying down on your mat, bend your knees and bring your feet flat to the mat. We start each class with finding our neutral spine. So what does that mean? It means long tailbone down on the mat, little lift under your lower back here. So just about 2 fingers can slide underneath. So with that reach of the tailbone, that lift in your lower back, you should start to feel your front body start to draw down towards your back body. With that, the bottom tips of the ribs are down on the mat. Nice wide shoulder blades on the back. So we don't want to feel like we're scrunching or shrugging or carrying tension in the back. We want to keep it nice and airy and wide. And we really want to find that wrap and that engagement through the center of our body. If you feel like you're squeezing your glutes, let them go. Don't squeeze your booty so hard. Use your core to find that neutral position. Let's move through some pelvic tilts here to explore that. I'm going to lift my arms to the ceiling so you can better see my body. So what do I mean by using our core to move us into neutral? We're going to access that through pelvic tilt. So what I want you to do here is I want you to draw your abs down towards your spine. And as you do that, see how that ignites the pull of your pubic bone up towards the ceiling, which brings your lower back down to the mat. So now you should feel your whole back down. You can't get anything through that seal between the mat and your lower back. Now with control, begin to lengthen your navel down towards your pubic bone. Find some length through your core to arch the spine. So now we have a lot of lift in here. We found the extreme. Hello. Let's take that again. So instead of squeezing your booty to bring your pelvis into that tilt, I want you to draw your abs down towards the mat to bring yourself into that pelvic tilt. And then release that with control, but don't release it all the way to find that arch. Same thing, it draws down and back. So we have this back and forth movement here. This is our pelvic tilt. I like to call it it's kind of like the Michael Jackson move that he did, or if you're a fan of K-pop like I am, EXID's we are, we are. That's what we're doing here. We're doing some we's and we're doing some ares. So as you're moving through these, I want you to try and isolate this from your core. So we don't want this to come from, like I said, the glutes squeezing or even us pressing our arms into the mat to bring that imprint in. The only thing that should be moving is your core and your pelvis. So it's igniting from that center. Let's try 2 more here. And then after your last one, let's find in between those 2 extremes. So that's our neutral spine. Our spine has natural curves in it. We're honoring them here, but we're taking away those extremities. So finding right in between those 2 extremes that we work through in our pelvic tilt. With that, arms are down by the mat. Lift your right leg up to tabletop and bring your left leg up to meet it. Zip your legs together, knees over hips, shins parallel. There we go, to the floor. You want that position because your core has to fire on to hold your legs in place. From here, take an inhale. Exhale, curl just the head, neck, and shoulders up to a hover. This is your Pilates curl. Only the tips of the shoulder blades are down. Nice wide collarbones, and we crease at our sternum. So we keep that lift in the lower back, and we find that crease a little higher up the torso. Hold for 3, 2, 1. Lower down with control. Keep your legs in tabletop. Take an inhale. Exhale, curl your head, neck, and shoulders up and hold for 3, 2, 1. Lower down with control. This last time we add on, you curl your head, neck, and shoulders up and hold. From here, stay up in your curl, reach your arms to the ceiling, and then bring them back to a hover. Reach them up, curl through your arms like a picture frame, and bring it down. 2 more times. And lower. Last time. And lower. Bring your head, neck, and shoulders down to the mat. Quick hug of the knees into your chest. Rock yourself side to side. If you feel your neck really straining here, it's okay. It's not good, but it's not bad. So as we get stronger in our core, we're going to be able to take the tension out of our neck more. Right now, our neck, if you're a beginner, is really doing a lot of work because our core is not strong, so it's trying to hold you up. I want you to think about trying to keep all that tension, bring it down to that curl position. And if you feel like it's too much on the neck, you can always lower the head, neck, and shoulders down. It doesn't necessarily make it easier. Let's add on. We find our Pilates curl in our tabletop right away. This time, can the arms go past 90 degrees? Maybe they reach further behind you and bring them back. Inhale, reach, and exhale back. 3 more times. Keep the shoulders away from the ears. Pull the shoulder blades down and reach the fingertips back. Last time. Lower all the way down. Keep your legs in tabletop. Don't shift anything. Just lengthen the legs towards the ceiling. I don't care if they're bent. And bend them back down. Keep your tailbone long on the mat. Don't tuck, don't tuck. And bend, bring it back in. Extend. And bend, bring it in. This time, extend the legs to the ceiling. Curl your head, neck, and shoulders up. Start to pump your arms. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is your 100. We're officially into the system. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Bring your heels together, toes apart into your Pilates stance. Feel how the connection of your heels hugs that center line of your body. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Keep pumping. And exhale. For these last 4, you can lower the legs for more of a challenge. You can bring them back to tabletop. Inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. Exhale, 2, 3, 4, 5. One more, or you can be stupid like me. Hug your knees into your chest. Lower your head, neck, and shoulders down. Rock your head side to side. Alrighty, from here, take one hand on top of each knee and just circle your knees away from each other. Give yourself a stir in the hip joint. And then reverse your circle, making sure that you're even on both sides. No worries, Sundiata. So glad that you're here. Welcome aboard. All right, it's roll-up time. One of my favorite exercises. Reach your legs long down onto the mat, zip your legs together and flex your feet. If your legs don't go all the way straight, a bend in the knees is just fine. We're going to work our way up to a more advanced roll-up. So you have options. You can continue to do the reps with the roll-up that you feel best challenges you today. So starting with our level 1. Hands are going to come to the sides of the hips, lightly, with a soft bend in the elbows. Take an inhale here. Exhale, curl your head, neck, and shoulders up and hold. Feel a little reach with the arms. And then lower down with control. We're going to go right into it. On this next one, you curl through your Pilates curl and roll all the way up to seated. When you reach the top, dive forward, reach your arms past your legs, and find a lift in your center here. So we don't want to just sink. I want you to think lift the ribs to the ceiling. And then we take it back. You can use the hands on the legs to help. We slowly roll down bone by bone. Upper back is the last thing to come down. Level 1. Now let's go level 2. This time arms come up to the ceiling. On your next exhale, roll all the way up to seated. Lift up at the top. This is for everyone. Dive forward. Drop the head, but lift the ribs up. Feel that reach of the heels and the fingertips towards the front of your mat. And as you roll down, keep that reach as you draw your waist back. This opposition is going to give you more control so that you can lower your spine down bone by bone with a little more intention. Let's do one more like that. On exhale, roll up, lift up and over dive. And take it all the way back, like you're reaching for your toes. Keep lifting your ribs from your hips, lower back, middle back, upper back head. Final one here for a little challenge. You can keep the biceps by your ears, roll up. Woo, I love that one. And dive forward. Now, how slow can you go on this last one, everyone? How slow can you go to the mat? Don't let me beat you. Don't let me beat you. Slowly, slowly, slowly. Ah, hug your right knee into your chest. Slower is surprisingly more difficult, but you'll also get stronger faster. Fun Pilates tip. Keeping your hands behind your thigh, let's lengthen the leg to the ceiling. I don't care where it goes. And bend, bring it in. Just go for straight. We're aiming for straight. One more time like that. And bend, bring it in. This time, bring your arms by your side. Can you lengthen the leg without changing your back? And bend, bring it back in. Keep the thigh reaching towards your chest as you extend. And bend, bring it in. This time, lengthen the leg up and hold. Little external rotation with the leg so that the toes are at 1 on the clock. Take the leg across your body for your single leg circle. Bring it around and up. You're drawing a circle on the ceiling. Do not let the hips lift. They're cemented into the mat. And then reverse your circle. Take it out, around and up. Inhale, out, around, exhale, lift up. Last time. From here, bend that knee into your chest, give it a quick pull, and lengthen it long on the mat. From here, the left leg comes in. We do the same thing. Extend the leg to the ceiling, and bend, bring it back in. 2 more times. Thinking thigh to chest. Now we do it without the hands to help us. Can the core drive the leg closer to you? And bend, bring it in. How does your abs move your leg? And bring it in. Last time, hold. We turn out the leg. Circle across, around and up. Relax the front of the throat and keep a lot of reach, like there's a tug of war on the top of your head and at your ankle. Reverse and lift. Out, around and up. Last time. And up. Bend the knee into your chest. Give it a quick pull. And then bend your right leg in. We find ourselves with the legs hugged in. We move into our abs series. We're going to flow through this a little quicker today. Single leg stretch. Take an inhale to prep. The head, neck, and shoulders curl up on your exhale. Both hands come to your right leg. Extend your left leg long. Little easier, higher up to the ceiling. More challenging, the closer to the floor. Now from here, think of that length that we had before. Reach that left leg long. Use your abs, curl the thigh towards your chest. And then switch. Your legs are like a bow and arrow. And switch. And switch. And switch. For 4. And 3. And 2. Last time. Hug your knees in, lower your head, neck, and shoulders down. Quick recenter here for me. We move into double leg stretch, one of my favorite exercises. Similar to our warm-up, arms are going to come biceps frame the ears. Take an inhale. Exhale, curl your head, neck, and shoulders up. Except this time, as the biceps frame your ears, the legs stretch out long. And then circle the arms around, hug the knees back into your chest. Curl through your arms, hold, stretch. Exhale, bring it in. They don't call it double leg stretch for nothing. 2 more times. And bend, bring it in. Last time. And bend, bring it in. Lower down. So the legs being moved by the core. This principle we talked about just before in single leg circles. It comes back again with scissors. From here, legs come up to the ceiling. You curl your head, neck, and shoulders up and grab behind your thigh, calf, or ankle. From here, your left leg, right leg, I don't care. It's going to be even no matter what. We scissor to 45 degrees, or for a challenge, it goes lower. From here, pulse your leg towards you twice. Controlled transition, catch the leg, pulse, pulse. And pulse, pulse. And pulse, pulse. For 3, 3, 2, 2. Last set. Last one. Legs come up to the ceiling, you lower down. We're gonna try a little spicier one. Curl your head, neck, and shoulders up. Find that same scissor position. This time, bring the arms to float by your side. Can you pulse the leg towards you twice? And switch. Can you do it without your arms? Draw your abs down, down. And pulse, pulse. For 3. And 2. And 1. To make it even, 0. Bend your knees in, lower down. There's a joke with Pilates instructors that we don't know how to count. It's absolutely true. It's either way too many or I always like to say, Pilates math has deviations. Either way, we're moving and working. Lower left. So this one's a doozy. Options here. You can stack your hands one on top of the other. Bring it behind the nape of your neck. You can keep your head, neck, and shoulders down for this, or curl your head, neck, and shoulders up. Legs will come to tabletop or straight up to the ceiling. I'll demo both. From here, you lengthen your thighs away from you, lower the legs down, and lift them up. And lower, and lift. Your curl stays where it is. Your spine stays where it is. Your legs move. 2 more times. And lift. Last time. And lift, lower, down. Holy moly. That one always feels like that. I've been doing Pilates for 15 years, at least now at this point. That one always feels like that. But it's a good one. Let's move into crisscross, our final set in the series of 5. Hands will stay stacked behind your head. From here, curl your head, neck, and shoulders up, keeping your tailbone long on the mat. Hips also stay down, so think about single leg circles here. So we don't take our hip with us as we twist our right armpit towards our left knee. Extend the opposite leg long. Now not elbow to knee, armpit to knee. That really activates that oblique. Stay up as you twist to the other side. Hips stay down, but armpit draws toward knee. And come and switch. And switch. Twist and reach. Twist and reach. For 4. And 3. And 2. And 1. We are done. You've made it through the ab series. The fiery series of 5. Shake it out. Rock yourself up to seated. And oh my goodness, it's time, for our first interaction. You get to change the course of class today. So we're done with our classic set of order, classic exercises. We've nailed down some principles. Now you tell me, pick a class refocus. What do we want to focus on a little more? Obviously, everything's going to have an ab focus because it is Pilates, but what do we want to add on? Do you want more of a booty focus? Or do you want more of an oblique focus? And by obliques, I mean like the side body, kind of like what we just did in crisscross. A little teaser to activate your side body. Booty or obliques? I'll let everybody take a moment here. All right, cool. Give everyone a few more seconds. Ooh, we're neck and neck. Oh my goodness. All right, obliques, obliques. All right, I think we're doing an oblique focus. Exciting. All right, I like that. Polls are closed. Sounds good to me. I love obliques. Twisting and side body work are some of my favorite things to do in Pilates, so good choice, everyone. But also booty would have been great too. We'll just have to save that maybe for next class. Let's start with our spine stretch forward, and then we'll work in some side bending into this position. So we'll bring our legs, we'll come to sit, legs will be slightly wider than the mat. The goal here is to sit on your 2 sits bones. Those are your bony landmarks in your booty. So if you feel in the seated position that you're in that kind of pelvic tilt where your lower back is rounding and you feel like you have to reach for your legs, I want you to take a bend of the knees and feel yourself lift up and away from the mat and more onto those sits bones. So it's almost like if you put your hands on your hips and your thumbs are at your back, your thumbs would lift higher. You're tilting your pelvis forward. For some of us, it may feel like we're arching our back, but that's actually more of a correct position. You want to stack the ring of your hips, ring of your ribs, and ring of the crown of your head as concentric circles. So I would rather you take a bend of the knee and be nice and long and tall than having the legs long and we're doing this. Defeats the purpose of the exercise. So find whatever works for you. For our spine stretch forward, feel a lift away from the floor and start to feel your side body here hug towards center, like you've got a rubber band around your waist and the sides are starting to come in towards center. Take an inhale as you lift your ribs from your hips. Exhale, hug that center line as you slide the arms forward and drop your head towards the mat. This is not about getting the head to the mat. It's about lifting the abs up to the ceiling, like you're rounding over a wheel. Slowly take yourself back all the way up to tall, bone by bone. Head is the last thing to come up. Take an inhale. Exhale, slide your arms forward, drop your head. Draw your shoulder blades down your back. Think of a C shape. Your waist lifts up and that's where the spine rounds, not at the shoulders. Stack all the way up to tall. 2 more times. We lift, we dive over that wheel, keeping the collarbones wide, and stack all the way up to tall. Last time. Big exhale. And all the way up we go. Bring your arms behind you. Take a little heart opener to the ceiling. Heart of the cards. Any Yu-Gi-Oh fans? All right, let's add our oblique little feature into our soa. So today we'll start with the hands stacked behind the head, just like we did in our series of 5. And I want you to try to keep your elbows fairly wide without opening the chest. So we don't want to pop the booty back and pop the chest forward when we do this. That's for the club later tonight. You still want to try to find that stack of those concentric circles, and that's where the engagement through your center comes from. From here, we're going to twist our rib cage to the right and then come back through center. Now we side bend to the right, keeping both hips down, and come all the way up. Twist to the left and center, and side bend over and center. We'll do a couple more of these. You twist first, wring out your waist like a towel, and then tip at the waist like you're coming over something hot. Lift your bottom ribs away from the mat. Twist. Even as we bring ourselves towards the mat, we're still lifting away. One more time on each side. And side bend. Feel your back get longer and wider. And twist, center, side bend, and center. Shake out the legs, open the heart up, let it feel good. All right, from here, a little more oblique work. We're gonna zip our legs together and roll all the way down to the mat. From here, we're going to do a modification of corkscrew. We may do corkscrew, but let's see how it goes. You're going to start by bending your knees into your chest. Arms will stay down by your side, or you can bend at the elbows, keeping the triceps down. From here, legs are going to come up to the ceiling. They can be bent, they can be straight. It's more important that you maintain that neutral spine position. We're starting with our tick-tock. So from here, take both legs over to the right until that left hip lifts. And then use your side body, use your obliques to bring yourself back to center. Tip your legs over to the left. So you see that my right hip lifts, but my shoulders stay down. So we're in kind of a twist position. Now using that side body, pull yourself back with your obliques. Maybe we go a little farther to the side. So it's less about going down and more about reaching the legs long to the side and then draw them back through center. How long can the legs get? Pull your legs out of your hip sockets and bend, bring them back in. Last set here. How long can they go? And bring it back in. Whew, that was a challenge for me. Last time. How far can we go? Woo, and bring it back in. Bend your knees into your chest. Shake out your legs. If you feel your thighs tensing up a lot, your quads tensing up, think about stretch and getting long and not about contracting and tensing up. Feel like you have a rubber band through the middle of your leg and it's pulling longer. We're going to do another set of TikToks. Option to add corkscrew, which I am going to teach next. So if you're like, dang, Sarah, no corkscrew for me today, continue with your TikToks. So from here, for corkscrew, we take the legs to the right. From here, they circle down to 45 degrees. You come up on the left side and come back through center. Now we switch to the left. Circle around, back to the right, pull the oblique back to center. 2 more times. Around, back up, and center. Last time. Bring it around, come up, and center. Bend the knees into your chest. Take an inhale. Exhale, curl your head, neck, and shoulders up. A surprise crisscross here. Stretch your left leg long. Take your left hand, bring it to the inside of your knee. Press your arm and leg together. Twist, reach up. And then stay up through center. Press, curl up, twist, and reach. And come back through center. Press, twist, and reach. And twist. And twist. For 3, 2, and 1. Bend your knees lower down. Quick stretch here. Take your left leg long, right leg across your body. Little supine twist here. Should feel good after all that twisting and side bending. And then we come back through center. Switcheroo to the other side. Come back through center. From here, transition to our stomach. There's no graceful way to do it. I've tried every single method. You got this, Demray. It's all good. You're slaying. All right. Let's do some extension. We'll do some swan, and we're going to play with a little side body engagement here. Starting with your hands stacked one on top of the other. Separate your legs the width of the mat and bring your forehead to your hands. Let's start by finding neutral spine on our stomach. So from here, I want you to lift your navel away from the mat, as if you have a tack underneath there, and you're trying to prevent yourself from getting poked. As you do that, I want you to think about your pelvic tilt that we did at the beginning of class. How does engaging your abs and lifting them away from the mat initiate the draw of the pubic bone down to the mat? So there's a lift of the abs and a heaviness of your pelvis towards the mat. So your bony landmarks of your hips and your pubic bone are pressing evenly into the mat. And then release that and see how it feels. You might feel your glutes fire on here a little bit. That's totally valid. What we don't want, though, is your glutes to be the prime mover. So if you find that you're really relying on that booty to get up, take it away a little bit and let your core do a little more work. So let's try that again. We're going to add on our swan with this engagement. So from here, lift your abs, draw your pelvis down. With that engagement, float your hands, head, and chest up into a hover. Hold here for 3, 2, 1. Lower down with control. 2 more times. On your next exhale, lift up into your swan. Lifting up. Think lift in between the shoulder blades. And lower, nice and controlled, no crashing to the mat. Last time, lift up and lower down. Let's add our side body element here. Single arm swan. You take your left arm, bring it long by your side. Press your palm into your leg so that you feel your triceps fire on. With this, lift up into your swan and find evenness, centerness. It's easy to want to favor one side over the other here. Keep center. And then lower down. 2 more times. Lift up. Square the shoulders. And lower down. From here, switching sides. Right arm comes long. Lift up with control. This is my weirder side. Really wants to favor my right. And lower down. Take an inhale. Last time, lift up, find your swan. Stay even. And then lower down. From here, bring your hands to your sides. Press back, find a quick child's pose. Wah.
I found this on the web.
No, Siri, I don't care what you found on the web right now. We're doing Pilates. Siri also doesn't know me very well. She just pulled up a yoga article. What's up with that? We're doing Pilates. I'm gonna have to talk to her after class. All right, more swan, adding that oblique element here as requested. We're gonna bring our hands back to our forehead. So stack your hands. Head on hands. Legs the width of the mat. If you'd like more of a challenge, the legs can start to narrow more towards center. So play with it. Find what works for you today. From here, we're gonna lift up into our swan. Now from here, tip to the left. Think side bend seated and come back through center. And tip, try and stay even in the hips. And center. Lengthen before you tip to the left. And center. Lengthen and tip to the right. Holy moly, and center. One more set. And center. One more time. And center. Lower down. Holy moly, that was fun. I liked that. All right. Press yourself back. Final child's pose. Come back to your back for a little around the world. This is a fun variation on our roll up, and now that we're a little more warm, we can play a little bit. It also brings our obliques into the picture a little more. So from here, arms are gonna come to the ceiling. Take an inhale. Exhale, roll up to seated. If you need to take a bend of the knees to roll up, that's fine. From here, we twist to the right. Round backwards, favor that side a little bit. When you hit the bottom, arms come over to the left, you roll up on that side. Oh baby. And now we take it to the left. Roll down with control, keep that reach through the limbs. And then peel up. Your breath can be paramount here. Inhale, twist. Exhale, roll down. Find rhythm in your breath and in your movement. Inhale, circle. Exhale. You hug towards center as you roll up. Last time here, twist, roll down. Press down with your arms a little bit. See how that changes the control. Roll all the way up to seated. Take a stretch over your legs. Shake it out. Dun, dun, dun. Oh my goodness. What's this next to me? It's time for another poll. All right, so next is our sidekick series. This is our little leg series that we do in most classic mat classes. So you get to pick another focus. There is gonna be an oblique focus no matter what we do. And there's always gonna be a level of challenge. So there's not necessarily an easier option. It's more about what you'd like to do. Would you like our leg series to be more hip focused or more stretch, lengthen focused? Cast your votes now. Both are wonderful. Both have great benefits and both feel really great. And we can also keep our oblique element involved. All right, cool. I've got one vote. Very exciting. It's always funny when sometimes people ask me like, oh, Pilates is like yoga, it's very relaxing. And I'm like, I wouldn't say that. All right, couple more seconds here. We're always a little spicy in Pilates. I remember I took a relaxing Pilates class once, the biggest lie anyone's ever told me. It was a great class, but it was not relaxing. Great teacher. But yes, if you ever encounter a relaxing Pilates class, more often than not, they're lying to you. All right, the votes are in. Polls are closed. Looks like we're gonna have a hip focus. I'm really excited. I love doing hip focused leg series anyway, so I probably would have picked hips too. Fabulous. So let's set up for our series of 5 for our side kicks. You're gonna lie down on your mat, lining up at the back edge of your mat. So everything's gonna line up. You're gonna lie on your biceps what are we gonna do? I had a little coffee before this, so I think it's starting to fade away. We're gonna do our oblique focus. You're gonna take your hand. You're gonna rest your hand and your head together because they like each other. Top arm is either gonna come in front of your chest or for more of a challenge is gonna come behind your head. No matter where you are, I want you to pull your elbow towards your waist and I want you to try and find a little bit of lift underneath you, just like this. So I want you to feel not like we're sinking into the mat, but that you're physically lifting up, lifting that side body up off of the mat. If this is too hard, you can bring your forearm down and hold yourself up like so. Find the upper body position that works for you. And then from here, we're just gonna bend our knees and bring our shins parallel to the front of the mat, hips stacked one on top of the other. I call this the side seated position because when someone's standing above you, it should look like you're sitting in a chair. Keeping that lift underneath you. Flex both feet. Here's our hip focus. That right leg is just gonna lift up. Ankle stays aligned with the knee, and then lower it back down. And lift, and lower, and lift, and lower. 2 more times. Last time. Now we lift up and hold. Hips stay where they are. Wrap the inner thigh, bend your knee towards your knee, and then turn out heel to heel. Knee to knee, and heel to heel. Don't let that side body sink towards the mat. Keep lifting away. 2 more times. Last time. Bring the leg down to rest. I'm going to switch between all of these positions so that you can see all of them. So from here, we're going to lift that top leg up. Knee and ankle are aligned. You just straighten it long towards the front of the mat and bend it back in. And lengthen and bend. The whole outside of your leg is working here. You'll feel a little bit right in that glute too. So we do get a little bit of booty with this. A little bit for everyone. Last time. Bend your leg, lower it down. All right, it's clamshell time. Point your toes. Lift your toes up to the ceiling so you look like you're a little fun fish person. You're gonna wrap your inner thigh. Open the top leg like a book and close it. And open and close. Keep lifting that side body. That was also a cue for me. 2 more. Last time. We add on grand finale. Open the leg, extend, bend it in and lower. Open, extend, in and lower. Think of the top of the thigh bone as a doorknob and you're turning it open. Last time. Woohoo! And lower. Come to lie down on your back. Let's take a figure 4 stretch because you deserve it. From here, the leg you just worked, take the ankle, bring it to just above the knee of the other leg. Grab behind your thigh and pull the shape towards you. Rock side to side if that feels good. And just breathe. Just give that hip a little bit of release. We won't be here very long, so really relax into it. Unravel your figure 4 and let's switch sides. So finding that same side seated position, I'm going to start in that propped up position and then work my way to the other one. So shins parallel to the front of the mat, your hips stay stacked the whole time. If they're starting to do the mambo as we move, try and engage your core, engage your pelvis to keep your hips stacked the whole time. That's how we can really target the hips here. Let's begin. Just the top leg lifts up, knee aligned with ankle. I like having the camera because it helps me check. And lower down. And lift. And lower. Don't let that waist drop. Light and lifted on the bottom. 2 more. Last time. This time lift up. We go knee to knee. Wrap heel to heel. Knee to knee. Wrap heel to heel. We are not symmetrical beings, so if one side feels a lot less open, totally valid. Last time. Lower down for a moment. Take a breath. Here we go. We lift right back up. Slow-mo kick. Slow-mo bend. That's not what this exercise is called. And 3. But it's kind of fun to say. Slow-mo kick. And in. I'm talking to distract you from the burn in your hips. Lower down. Point your toes. Find your fabulous fishtail. We wrap the inner thighs open. And bring it in. And open. And in. Find control through the whole movement. Don't crash the leg and let it go at the end. The whole movement should be controlled. Last time. This time, wrap the inner thigh. Extend. Bend it in. And lower. Don't forget about that bottom leg. Don't let it sink. I know I'm here to make things harder. 3. We're almost there. 2. Last time. And lower. Lower the legs. Come onto your back. Take your figure 4 stretch. That leg series is kind of it's definitely feel the burn vibes. Some Pilates exercises you don't really start to feel it until maybe a little later or maybe the next day. That leg series, instant. But it's a really great series. It's a nice compact series to have in your toolbox that you can take with you anywhere, really. All right, let's come to kneel. Still in our obliques focus, we're gonna do a little mermaid side bending and a little side planking to finish here. So from here, you're gonna come to kneel. Lift it off your booty. Tops of the feet can be long. You can tuck them if you'd like, but I prefer to keep them long for this. Same feeling from the side. We don't want to pop the chest, pop the booty. That's for the club later after class. From here, I want you to feel that stack of those concentric circles, finding that neutral spine in that kneeling position. Because if you think about it, if you take this back and you bring it to the floor, we're doing our mat exercises. So that's what we're trying to think about. How do we take what we're doing with our back on the mat, and then we start to take it away and bring it up into eventually a standing position. It's a beautiful poetic ending to our Pilates class. All right, anyway, that's my TED Talk. find your long neutral position. Moving into our mermaid here. You're going to take your right arm, bring it up to the ceiling. Take an inhale here. Exhale, side bend over. Stay even on both hips. It's easy to kind of want to favor that side that we're leaning towards. I want you to lift your rib cage up higher and think long to side bend. And then take it all the way back up. Take an inhale. Exhale, find your side bend. Lift the ribs up like you're coming over something. And back to the ceiling. Last time we side bend over. And come all the way up to the ceiling. Bring your hands to stack behind your head. Take your right leg out to the side. I call this the action hero pose because it kind of looks like Spider-Man or something. Same thing, we want to make sure that the hips are even pulling a little forward. There's a little bit of a thrust forward with the hips. Toes are facing the front. We move into a little side sit-up. Tip at the waist over to the left. How low can you go? And then bring yourself all the way back up. Bring it down. We're not twisting, we're side bending over. And bringing up. I'm getting ahead of myself because I have a surprise. Spoiler alert. Side bend over. And come up. This time side bend over and hold. Twist in your side bend. And center. And twist. And center. Last time. And center. Take that left hand, bring it down to the mat. Big stretch over. Let it feel good. You know, this kind of looks like a side plank. If that's what you were thinking, that's correct. That's what's next. So from here, hand comes to your hips. If you want to take this on your forearm, you can set that up now here. I'm going to take it with the straight arm. This bottom leg is going to lift and cross under. And we're just going to hold this side plank here. You can keep your hand on your hip. You can bring the arm up to the ceiling. We're just going to hold for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. If you can, bring that leg back to your Spider-Man position. Press yourself all the way up. Quick counter stretch to the other side. And then we move to side 2. That was fun. Fun and flowy. And funky. Who says funky anymore? If you say funky, let me know. All right, left arm comes up to the ceiling. Take an inhale. Lift the ribs from the hips. Feel that hug towards midline. Exhale, side bend over. Hold. Keep your shoulder away from your ears. That same pull of the shoulder blade down and that reach of the fingers long away. Stays. Come all the way back up. Take an inhale. Exhale, side bend over. And come all the way back up. Last time like that. And come all the way up. Hands come behind your head. Left leg comes out to superhero pose. 3 side sit-ups. You tip away. Press down with that left foot a little bit. And come up. You'll get a little bit of hip there too. Side bend over. And lift up. Ooh, that one was tough. Last time before we add our twist. Let's add our twist. Towards the mat and center. Twist your ribs, not your neck. Last time. Come all the way up. Side bend over. Final side plank, and then we're done. From here, take an inhale. Exhale, find that side plank position. Lift away from the mat. Push away from the mat. Pilates is about feeling light to the ceiling. Hold for 4, 3, 2, 1. Bring your leg back. Come on up. Counter stretch. Wow. Exhilarating. All right. Let's end with, in a comfortable seated position, take 2 head circles in each direction, nice and big. Being mindful as the head travels behind you, that the shoulders don't hike up to the ears. When you've completed your head circles, draw your shoulders back. And that's class. Amazing, everyone. Thank you for your fabulous recommendations and your participation in class today. It was really fun moving with you, and I hope you enjoyed class. If you are able to provide me with a little bit of feedback on how you think this went. What did you think of our little polls and the playlist experience? All of that you can put in my little feedback survey. A link is above, or you can scan the QR code. It only takes about 5 minutes. Your feedback will be invaluable to me as I experiment more with this format and try to make it a little more fun each time. So please let me know your thoughts. Thank you so much again for coming and playing with me, and I hope you're sweaty and smiling and looking forward to another class. All right, thank you everyone. I'm so glad you were able to be here. If you have any questions, you can find me on Instagram at movewithsarah, MOVEWSARAH. And we can hang out there as well. Thank you so much again. I look forward to being on the mat with you again soon. Stay tuned for more of these classes, and thank you in advance for your feedback. Thank you, everyone. Good night.